Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1983 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles at Memorial Stadium. On the mound for the Tigers today is Dave Rozema, whose record is 6-3 with a 3.61 ERA. And pitching for the Orioles today is Randy Jones, whose record is 7-8 with a 5.29 ERA. So, we suffered another devastating loss yesterday. I mean, maybe devastating is not the right word. Let's look at the calendar here. It was 18-2. Jack Morris gave up 11 runs. We tried to keep him in the ball game to eat up some innings because we've been killing our bullpen, due to our starters just not coming through for us. He threw a shutout, Jack Morris did, in his previous start. And this kind of made up for that shutout. So he gave up 11 runs, and that is actually not the worst run total that Jack Morris has ever given up. It's, in real life, he once gave up 13 runs in a ball game. It's kind of a famous game. Kirk Gibson talks about it on the Tiger broadcasts from time to time because after Morris was finally taken out of the game after giving up 13 runs, as Kirk Gibson quoted, Jack Morris comes into the dugout and he says, "Come on, boys, all we need is 14 runs. We got it in us." And so, Morris, I'm sure, was being sarcastic, but also tried to motivate the team. And so, we gave up a ton of runs yesterday. Our 2 runs came on a Glen Wilson home run. And it really did start me thinking about the future for this team. Like, this is going to be the only season we've built to this point where we really do have a chance to win. Now, it doesn't seem like it now, as someone who's painfully going through this, to see our team struggle the way we are right now. It feels like we're not going to make it, and we really do have a shot because we are looking back at the standings. In the hunt, there's 4 teams. We really, I felt like, if it doesn't happen now, with New York catching up, they were going to catch up to us by the end of the year. So whether we totally tank it and bring it to an even mark in the standings now, or if it would have been, the last week of the season, it was always going to get to this point, I believe. So we have a little bit of fight in us left, but I'm going to continue to use the All-Star game as our measuring stick. If we're a couple of games back, if we're 3 or 4 games back by the All-Star break, I think we might be sellers. If we're still in it, then we have to make a decision to trade for a starter, maybe trade for a third baseman, move Mickey Hatcher to DH because he's a terrible third baseman, although he gives us a lot of positive stats as a hitter, and so I really think that we have some opportunities. But if we don't, we're going to lose Rickey Henderson. We can't afford to pay Rickey. Looking at the contracts here, we can't afford to pay Rickey $2.3 million. There's no point in keeping Eddie Murray. He was going to be terrible because he was terrible last year. There's no point in keeping Eddie Murray because we have Greg Brock, right? So Brock really is our future. Joaquin Andahar has been absolutely horrible. So he's going to be gone. We're definitely not going to pay him $1.3 million at age 30 for 5 years when he can't even get a victory for us. And then, we have 4 players that are at this moment are going to arbitration. And we'll go to arbitration with all of them and take whatever deal we can get. But it might be a sign and trade kind of thing if we can't afford them. So, we do have some decisions to make, some very important decisions. Wouldn't we be better off if we got a bunch of good players for Rickey Henderson, setting to a contender? I tend to think so. So let's just play it out this next week and see where we stand at that point. So As always, I appreciate everyone following along, like and or subscribe to the channel. Dave Rozema on the mound. He is in a huge slump right now. The current Oriole lineup is batting .282 against him. That's 127 plate appearances. He's given up a ton of home runs lately. All of the bullpen is available except for Howard Bailey, who made his major league debut going 2 2/3 innings, gave up a handful of runs. Roy Thomas is back. We sent Jerry Uger down despite pitching pretty decently. So we have all three of our regular righties back with Weaver, Dave Smith, who we haven't used yet since he came back. And Roy Thomas is back in the middle relief role. So, all right, let's take a look at our lineup. Again, we're facing a lefty, Randy Jones. We've seen him a lot, and he's been kind of dominating us. Greg Brock will get the day off, and Gibby gets the day off. Gibby just in a terrible slump. Rickey in a huge slump. So we need some of these guys to come through for us. Okay, let's go ahead and do the official Tigers lineup rundown for today. Batting leadoff and playing second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting second in left field is Rickey Henderson. Batting third, playing first base is Eddie Murray. Batting cleanup, playing third base is Mickey Hatcher. Batting fifth and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting sixth in right field is Glen Wilson. Batting seventh, playing shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting eighth and DHing is Kevin Bass. And batting ninth in center field is Eddie Miller. Let's take a quick look at Randy Jones. We've seen this guy quite a bit, as I mentioned. This making his 18th start, 7-8 with a .529 ERA, a career high in ERA. He has thrown 115 2/3 innings pitched, only 55 Ks. He is not a strikeout pitcher, as we pointed out in his Cy Young season, which was 1976. He won 22 games. He only struck out 93 batters in 315 1/3 innings pitched. So he doesn't have much of a fastball. He is a ground ball pitcher 51% of the time. His sinker is his out pitch. That's the only pitch he has that is above league average. Every other pitch he has in his arsenal is below 80. He is rated an 84 overall. The 33-year-old left-hander is making $1.5 million for the Orioles and goes to free agency in 2 more years. So he is, and this was his last year in the majors. So, he's under contract for 2 more years after this season. There is the defensive alignment for the Orioles, and it's a little bit different today. Look at that. Alan Bannister in center field as Robin Yount goes to left. Bobby Bonner at short. Yount in left field. That's not bad defensively. What is going on here? Everybody else is where they belong. So I guess it was in order to get the left fielder the day off. So who is the left fielder on this team? I already have forgotten who plays left for them. But nonetheless, a different configuration and a real deficit out there in center field. So here's Sweet Lou leading off against Randy Jones, batting .291 versus left-handers. A ground ball to short. Bonner, solid defensively, but he makes an error. So we have the leadoff guy on. Will the Orioles give us a ton of runs back in today's game? That is the question. After we had a 16-run differential yesterday. There's a line drive into right. And Whitaker scores from first on the RBI double from Rickey Henderson. That is only his 9th double on the season. And the Tigers take a 1-0 lead. This is going to be a reverse moguling if things hold true to how this game usually operates. Eddie Murray up next, leading the team with 13 home runs, flies out to right, and Henderson will tag and take third. Orioles are going to play the infield back, so all Hatcher's got to do is put this in play anywhere but third. full count, and a line drive to third, and that is out number 2. So Hatcher in a slump, I believe, right? Yeah, he's batting .195 right now over his last 20 games, and he is listed as tired. But I think if we're going to go down, if we're going to make a decision to sell, we're going to play all of these games up to the all of our guys, even the tired guys, right up into the All-Star break when we have that 4-day rest period. And then a base hit up the middle from Parrish will score Henderson. So the Tigers go up 2-0. Parrish absolutely crushing left-handers, average over 300 now. So Lance on first. Here's Glen Wilson. Wilson been lifting weights. He's got 11 home runs now. Making number 12. What is going on with Glen Wilson? Let's take a look at his last 20 games real quick. Here's his log. He's got 6 home runs. Now he's got 7 in his last 20 games. So nice job by Wilson showing up when everyone else is kind of falling apart a little bit. 4-0 Detroit. This is exactly what I predicted would happen. There's a line drive into center field. Trammell's got himself a double. That is Tram's 7th double on the year. That is the 3rd extra base hit here in the first inning. Tigers are teeing off on Jones. All of these runs, by the way, unearned. So this is not hurting Jones as a pitcher, but it might get him out of the game early. And then Kevin Bass grounds out to second. He's only batting .125 versus lefties, but we want some pop in the ball game, which he does not provide in his first plate appearance. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at this odd Orioles lineup rundown. Batting leadoff in center field today is Alan Bannister. Batting second, playing second base, is Wayne Krenchicki. Batting third and DHing is Greg Luzinski. Batting cleanup, playing first base, is Jim Traber. Batting fifth at third base is John Castino. Batting sixth in left field today is Robin Yount. In right field is Kenny Singleton. Batting eighth and catching is Ray Smith. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, is Bobby Bonner. Dave Rozema on the mound. We'll take a quick look at Rosie, making his 17th start. He's 6-3, a .361 ERA. That's leading the team now after Morris gave up the 11 runs yesterday. He's given up 15 home runs this year after a career high of 29 last year. 49 Ks in those 87 and a third innings pitched. He's become a little bit more wild. 23 walks doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a way ahead of a pace for him. He does have a complete game shutout this year. Doesn't have a fastball. His ground ball percentage is 56%, which really contradicts his home run rate. His sinker is his best pitch. It's rated an 85. He's got 2 other pitches below league average. Overall rated an 86. The 26-year-old right-hander doesn't go to free agency until 1985. You look at his log, he has been bad. Really, his last 3 starts have been some of his worst this season, and we need him to get us at least 5 or 6 strong innings today, and perhaps a victory. So here's the Tigers defense, first, second, and in left field, our Gold Glovers today. Parrish behind the plate with his 84 arm. Okay, here is Alan Bannister leading off against Dave Rozema. Tigers have a 4-0 lead. A sharply hit ground ball to Whitaker, who makes the play, 1 down. Wayne Krenchicki up next. Krenchicki hit a grand slam in yesterday's ball game, his second home run on the season, and the game was already over by then, as we were just trying to get through it. But it was still an abomination. As Luzinski goes deep, the Bull, his 18th home run on the season, and it's 4-1 Detroit. So Rozema continues to give up the long ball, 476 feet, and then he comes back and walks Traber. What has happened to our starting pitching? Castino flips it to right. That was another count that went to 3 balls. It's just going to be a fly out to right field, and that'll do it. So, long home run from the Bull, Greg Luzinski. We go to the top of the second, 4-1 Detroit. Eddie Miller will lead off. Miller batting .286 with a home run this season. And he gaps it into right center field. A double for Miller, his second on the year. Take a look there. So another extra base hit. Yeah, having 2 defensive players in center field and right field that are well below average, which is 80, and then having a shortstop play left field, probably not a wise decision, but we'll take it. As Sweet Lou steps in, Lou popping it up into foul ground on the first base side. There's out number 1. It's going to bring up Rickey Henderson. Henderson doubled his first time up. We're going to have him hit it to the right side. What is his, what's the percentage for stealing third? 75% chance? Let's take that chance. I like those odds. Let's see if Miller can steal third. We don't do this very often, even with Rickey. But we have a left-handed pitcher on the mound who doesn't throw hard, and he's still caught stealing. On a 76-mile-an-hour sinker, with a left-hander on the mound, and Miller is thrown out. Out number 2. A walk to Rickey. Well, maybe the odds are better now that Rickey can steal second. We've already been caught stealing once. Continue to be aggressive, and he's thrown out as well. So, yeah, all right. We're moving on to the bottom of the second inning. We still hold a 3-run lead. Yount leads off with a ground ball to Whitaker, 1 down. It's going to bring up Kenny Singleton. Singleton batting .288 with only 4 home runs. A grounder to third, and Hatcher makes the play. Every time a ground ball goes Hatcher's direction, I immediately think this is an error. Ray Smith dumps it over the head of Hatcher into left field for a single. Runner on first, 2 down. Here's Bobby Bonner getting a spot start today. As you can see, not a lot of stats this year. Bobby Bonner, probably most famous for being on that Topps rookie card with Cal Ripken Jr. Bonner hits a ground ball to short, and that'll do it. So we go to the top of the third inning. Eddie Murray leading off. Tigers have 5 hits today and a walk, so they're getting on base. Murray, fly ball to center. 1 down. That's going to bring up Mickey Hatcher. Hatcher just major slump now. Average almost down to 280. 2 quick outs. Here's Lance Parrish. Parrish had a hit. Drove in a run. And he hits a long fly ball to center, and that will do it. So we're going to the bottom of the third. I feel like we're just barely holding on, to be honest. Every time we send Rozema back out to the mound. That is a long fly ball into the corner. Caught by Henderson in foul territory. So just a loud out. We'll take it. 1 down. Krenchicki, a line drive into center. That's going to be caught by Miller. So where are all these ground balls? Greg Luzinski stepping in. He's already got a home run today. Full count. Oh, and he walks him. Probably a good move. Walking the bull. Taking the bull for a walk. Next up is Jim Traber. Traber, 502 slugging percentage against right-handers. Inside pitch right to Eddie Murray, who steps on the bag to end the inning. We go to the top of the fourth. We've got Glen Wilson due up, followed by Trammell and Bass. Glen Wilson leading off, had the home run, grounds out to third, one down. So yeah, this we got all of our runs in the first, and then we blew it in the second, getting caught stealing twice, and now we can't get anything in motion. So the momentum has definitely shifted away from our offense anyway. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. John Castino will lead off. Castino batting .273 with 7 home runs, just back from that month-long injury. There's a ground ball base hit that gets under the glove of Hatcher. So the leadoff man is on, and this feels ominous as Robin Yount steps in. We're going to place regular depth. Castino does have a little bit of speed. And the ball's pounding the dirt. That's going to be an error. Oh, no! Parrish actually makes the play. Whenever the ball is hit right directly into the dirt and it spins like that, that usually only means one thing, and that's an error. So Parrish guns it down to second, gets the lead runner. One down, Yount on first for Ken Singleton. Singleton 6 for 16 in his career against Rosie. Popping it up on the infield. Trammell makes the catch. 2 down for Ray Smith. Pretty good hitting catcher. Maybe a candidate for the All-Star game. And there's the error. You knew that was coming as Hatcher boots it. So 2 bad plays this inning. The ground ball that got past Hatcher and the error. And now we have Bobby Bonner up. We don't worry about Bobby Bonner going deep. So we're going to pull the outfield in. Try to prevent a ball from dropping in, or at least maybe prevent Yount from scoring from second. That's a base hit anyway. It's 4-2, and we're back to the top of the lineup. How far do we go with Rozema? Do we wait for him to give up the lead? Ground ball to Trammell. And that'll do it. So the error by Hatcher cost the Tigers a run. It's 4-2. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Eddie Miller leading off. He does have a hit today, 1 for 1. Dumping it into right center field. Will that fall in? Yes, it does fall in, as it should. We're going to go for 2. And Eddie Miller is safe. He's got his second double on the day. 3 doubles overall. If he would have been thrown out on that play with these shitty outfielders, I would have lost my frickin' mind. I swear to God. Okay, here's Sweet Lou. Runner on second, and he hits it to third. Oh, an error by their third baseman. Wait, is that Castino's second error today? Castino is a great defensive third baseman, and I believe that is his second error. So, it's first and third, nobody out with Rickey Henderson. They're playing back, which I guess is a choice. There's a ground ball to third. Will Miller score? Yes, they go for the double play, which is the smart move. Even with 2 fast base runners, including Henderson, a run scores, we get that run back. How many? That's 7 times that Rickey has grounded into a double play this season. Disappointing. So total rally killer, but we do get the run back. And then Murray gaps it off the wall in right center field, and he's got himself a double. Do we have a base hit today? I guess Parrish had a single. Every other hit has been extra bases today. That is his 7th double this season. Okay, I'd love to see Mickey Hatcher get off the schneid. Give us a base hit here, Hatcher. Nope, he goes for a pitch so far outside. full count. He would have walked, which is something that he's doing more often this year. And he grounds out to second. So we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Dave Rozema at 75 pitches. We just need him to get through this inning. And there's two lefties. So, I mean, how much are we going to fool around with Rozema this inning? Probably not much. In fact, we're going to pull the outfield in right now with Wayne Krenchicki and his 69 power. We know he can go deep. That was ball 4. He's going to get a hit anyway. So this will likely be the last base runner. We're going to guard the lines, which is kind of another, that prevents an extra base hit. But also in this game, it sort of serves as another good double play option. So we're going to give Rosie a chance here to get a double play with a slow runner. Although they could be hitting and running, they could be stealing. A ground ball to first and a double play. That will preserve the opportunity for Rosie to stay in there for one more batter. That worked out. So 2 down. Here's Jim Traber, 0 for 1 with a walk today. And he pops it up high on the infield. Looks like Trammell will catch this one. There we go. So Rosie gets through 5. We go to the top of the 6th. Lance Parrish leading off. Only 1 earned run today against Randy Jones. So he actually hasn't really been as bad as his numbers show. Parrish gets all of that one. That is a 456-foot home run. Almost a dead center field. Parrish's 7th home run on the year, and he just crushes left-handers. If Terry Kennedy was still hitting well, we'd have a really great platoon behind the plate. Wilson grounds out to second. That's out number 1. Trammell up next, and a base hit into center field. So finally, we've got a base hit. Up next is Kevin Bass, batting .232 overall, but only .118 versus left-handers. He pops it up. 2 down. Here's Eddie Miller, 2 for 2, 2 doubles today. And a ground ball to second. That'll do it. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Rosie at 88 pitches. We are going to put him on a short leash here. Anybody that gets on, he is coming out. John Castino leading off. Sharply hit ball to Trammell. There's 1 down. Here's Robin Yount. He's got 2 career home runs against Rozema. At this point, I feel like a lot of players have home runs against Rosie. Induces another grounder to Trammell. So he's at 93 pitches with Ken Singleton up. Singleton, of course, a switch hitter, so wouldn't matter if we brought in somebody else. And he strikes out Singleton, his first strikeout on the day. And we are headed to the 7th inning. That's going to do it for Rosie. We're going to bring the bullpen in. We got some fresh arms. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Here is Sweet Lou leading off against Randy Jones. And Whitaker strikes out swinging. 1 down. First K for Jones today. So both teams really making good contact against the pitchers. Okay, so Henderson gets a base hit here. Do we go for 2? A 60% chance with Rickey and a shortstop's arm in left field. I'm going to say no. Only because we need base runners. We need to try to get some more pitches here. So if he got thrown out at second with Jones so close to 100, I think that would be a mistake. So let's do what we can. Maybe a ground ball double play. We'll get about it. Yeah, that was a first pitch swing from Murray. And this might be Mickey Hatcher's last at bat because he's not hitting well, and defensively he's terrible. So maybe we'll bring in Doug Baker. Oh, there we go. That might get down. Oh, it's going to be caught by Alan Bannister, who didn't even know what he was doing out there. Still somehow managed to make the catch. So let's see. Defensively, is Doug Baker better at third? Oh, yeah. So we're going to bring in a defensive replacement, Doug Baker, to play third base. Here is Ray Smith. Now, yeah, we're going to take out Dave Rozema, 99 pitches. A better performance. Not great, but better. Dave Smith coming into the ballgame. First time we've seen Dave Smith since we called him back up. He was horrible. He gave up 9 runs in his last 3 appearances after being completely shut down. He lost 2 of the games by himself. He's got 2 blown saves. That's probably the 2 losses. But overall, not a terrible pitcher and potentially going to be our closer here if Weaver doesn't get his poop in a group. So here is Ray Smith leading off against Dave Smith. Line drive, base hit past Whitaker. Oh boy, leadoff man is on. Here is Bobby Bonner. And then he hits a batter. Wow, Dave Smith has completely lost it. Oh, wow. I have no idea. I've never seen this happen in a game to a good pitcher where he literally cannot get the ball where he needs it to be to get an out. So first and second. And he walks the bases loaded. Oh, my God. This is absolutely mind-blowing. We've got to bring in Dave Rucker. We're not bringing in Paul Gibson. Holy shit. Okay, so here's Dave Rucker. This guy has been a little bit better for us. He had that rough stretch there in the middle of June. A little bit of a June swoon of his own. But he's okay. He struggles versus lefties, but he gets righties out, so he's going to at least pitch to these 3 batters if we are still in the game. We're going to play back. We'll play double play depth. We're up 4 runs. We could really use a double play here. So bases loaded, nobody out, and Wayne Krenchicki at the plate. Is he going to get another grand slam? Ground ball to first. A run scores. We get the force out at second. And now Greg Luzinski's at the plate. 1 swing of the bat, and the game is tied. Now, Rucker, just to reiterate, looking at his splits, right-hander's bat only 203. He has not given up a home run versus righties this year. So it's the first time for everything, so this could be it. A double play would be super great here. Here we go, first and third, 1 down. 0-1 count, and he pops it up. Luzinski was looking for the long ball. And a chance now for Rucker to dig ourselves out of this hole. We're going to play straight away for Jim Traber, a 179 hitter versus lefties. 0-1 count, and a base hit. Okay. So, I can't in good conscience pitch Dave Rucker versus another righty when I have Roy Thomas out there. So, we're going to bring in Roy Thomas, just recalled from AAA. He has pitched really well for us, and then he had a bad stretch. He went 4 1/3 innings in relief, which is why we sent him down. He didn't pitch badly in that game. He only gave up 2 hits, but we had so many arms that were tired that we had to make that decision. So we're going to bring in Roy Thomas to face John Castino, first and second. One swing of the bat will give the Orioles the lead, and that's kind of the way our season's going. So let's see how this plays out. 2-2 count, and he strikes him out. Thank you. Roy Thomas coming up clutch. Tigers only give up 2 runs. We go to the top of the 8th inning. They're going to bring in Tim Stoddard. Stoddard, pretty solid reliever, 3-1, a 3.90 ERA, 18 Ks in 27 and 2/3 innings. A pretty decent reliever. Fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. It's rated an 84. Overall rated a 77. So he's basically equivalent to Keith Comstock. Okay, so the right-hander is in. We usually do not let Parrish bat versus right-handers, but Parrish is superior defensively, so we're going to, and we have the lead, so we're going to keep Parrish in there. He did go deep earlier as he flies out to left here. We forgot to take a look at the in-game stats. I mean, I don't know who the player of the game is. Probably Parrish. He's 2 for 4 today. Also, it could be Miller's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. All right, so 1 down. Here's Glen Wilson. Wilson hits righties pretty well, batting .283. Fly ball to center field. Bannister makes the catch. 2 down, and Trammell, who's a .301 hitter versus right-handers, goes to right field, line drive, and of course, their terrible outfielders make the catch. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're going to keep Roy Thomas in there. The only other righty we have is Weaver, and he is completely unreliable, but he's probably going to get a save opportunity. Here is Robin Yount, 0 for 3 on the day, leading off, and Thomas walks him, not even close. It's a guard the line situation with Ken Singleton. What does Ken Singleton bat versus left-handers? Oh, he crushes lefties, so, all right. We're going to keep Thomas in there to face Singleton. Leadoff man is on. This is the tying run at the plate. A ground ball to third. Baker makes the double play. Whew. Defensive upgrade at third comes through. And we are really fighting it here. So is Thomas, who walks the catcher, Smith. So once again, the tying run comes to the plate. It's Bob Bonner playing straight away here. And a ground ball to first. Come on, Murray. Gold Glover makes the play. We are going to the 9th inning with Tim Stoddard remaining in the game. We've got Bass, Miller, and Whitaker. Bass hits righties really well. .343 with a .714 slugging percentage. 1-2 count, and he strikes out on a pitch that was way outside the zone. 1 down. Here's Eddie Miller. Miller infield single. We'll take it. He goes 3 for 4 on the day. That is a hit and run situation here in the 9th with Sweet Lou. 0-1 count and a comebacker to Stoddard. That will get Miller over and give Rickey a chance to give us an insurance run, which we desperately need. Rickey's 2 for 3 today with an RBI, a double, and a caught stealing. And he's going to get a base hit to left. Miller should score. He does. And it's 7-4 Detroit. Thank you, Rickey. We are sending him with the right-hander on the mound. He's already been caught stealing once today. Okay, so we've reached that point in the season where Henderson is no longer going to get a stolen base. That is his 11th caught stealing. As you can see, his ratio is so much better than it has been as a Tiger, but now I think we've reached that threshold where he's no longer a 75% stolen base guy. Or Ray Smith has his number, I don't know. So the Tigers are 0 for 3 on the base path today, which is pretty horrible. But we are grateful to have that extra run as we're bringing in Roger Weaver. We're going to need it. It has been nothing but a slog for this guy lately. He's 3-3 with a 4.91 ERA. He does finally have more strikeouts than walks, which is kind of a miracle. Opponents are batting .259 against him. He's got 13 saves, 3 blueys. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. His sinker is his best pitch, rated in 89. He's got a good splitter. Overall, rated in 84. He goes to arbitration at the end of this year, and the only good thing about him pitching so horribly is that's going to bring his price down. If you look at his log, he did go 2 innings in his last appearance, but the 3 before that, actually 4 out of the last 5, he's given up a total of 9 runs. So, and he hasn't had a save since June 8th, so nearly a month. That paints a pretty picture for y'all. Here is Alan Bannister leading off the inning. He's 0-for-3 with a walk today. And a base hit to right. And so it begins, the unraveling. Leadoff man is on. Wayne Krenchicki. We have to guard the lines against an extra base hit. 0-2 count. And a base hit. First and third. One swing of the bat ties it up. A double play would be great. Double play has been our best friend today. Wow. I thought he got it. It's just going to be a loud out. Wait a minute. What happened there? Bannister did not tag? Wait, I'm so confused. So Bannister was on third, a fly out to center. Bannister did not tag and score. And then Krenchicki was thrown out at first by Miller. Wow, that is crazy. That is absolutely nuts. The Orioles maybe have run themselves right out of this ball game. I guess we'll find out with Jim Traber stepping in, left-hander batting .260 versus righties, and there's a base hit. Yeah, they were not going to go quietly. As it's 7-5, another run given up by Weaver. 3 hits in the inning, and John Castino comes to the plate as the tying run. 2 down, runner on first. Here we go, 1-2 count. Ground ball to Baker at third. And the Tigers win. A barn burner. It's 7-5. Handshakes, butt slaps, sloppy steaks. I feel just as bad about that game as I do if we had lost. This is no confidence in our team right now. We got lucky. That's exactly what happened. We got lucky with that double play in the 9th inning. We retake the lead, and Boston now jumps into the lead with us on a 9-game winning streak. The Yankees lose. They're a half game back, and Baltimore, with the loss, falls to 5 back. Seattle is hanging in. I mean, this has kind of been for like a couple of weeks now. 4.5 and 5 games back for Seattle and Oakland. So we take a look at the National League. This has gone crazy over here. As Atlanta, I guess Atlanta and San Diego are now tied in the West as they have a win for the Braves and a loss for San Diego. So it's just so bizarre how these two teams are, the Mets and the Braves are performing since they've had so many trades. It kind of really derailed their team. Let's take a look at the headline news. Boston takes the lead from New York as what could be seen as a turning point for Boston. The Red Sox beat the Yankees. That's always good. Also, Boston and New York are playing each other right now. That is good. Worth was hitless in 4 at-bats. Willie Randolph, Pat Dotson had no hits, a walk, a run, and an RBI. Okay. Next, Tigers win 7-5 to share the division lead. Detroit moved into a tie for first place. We're 49-33. Rickey Henderson had 3 hits. So he's got 70 on the year. Rosie pitched 6 innings. I think he got the win, right? Glen Wilson went 1 for 4 with a home run. Let's take a look at transactions. Jim Farr, who I believe is in the minor leagues anyway, is going to miss 4 days for Texas. Nothing else of note. Let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Hey, man, at least it was a victory. We have to feel good about getting a win on the board as the game is taking its sweet time loading that up. Who's the player of the game? We had 12 hits. We had a lot of extra base hits. 2 RBI, 3 hits and 2 RBI from Rickey. Parrish had a nice home run. And Rickey did have the game-winning RBI. So it's going to go to Rickey. Rickey. He did get thrown out on the base pass twice today, which is horrible. I mean, unbelievable. I don't even get it. Rosie only gave up 1 earned run to get his 7th victory on the season, and it was a roller coaster for Roger Weaver. And really our whole bullpen. Dave Smith, what are we going to do about Dave Smith? I really wanted to keep him. Dave. I never noticed that before. With Roy Roger at the end. That is a crazy bullpen. Okay, let's get out of here. We're going to come back tomorrow with Game 3 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great night.